All right, so this one is Leslie. She had a 6-year relationship. 3 of the years they shared a dog together. And when he moved out, they broke up. He didn't even mention the dog. He just vamoosed. And then 6 months later, when she finally gets a boyfriend, he's like, we need to share custody of the dog. I'm missing the dog. Does she entertain this idea?
It is a little weird that he's waited till she has a boyfriend. I do feel like I would miss my dog.
After 3 years of attachment, right?
Yeah, for sure. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but there is something very strange in the timeline of all this.
It's not good. It's not good. You know, it's so interesting. One of the people who called in was like, how about you see how the dog feels?
Yeah.
Ask the dog.
Right, because she wrote... The dog and him didn't really connect.
Seem super attached. So bring him in, and if the dog is like, oh my God, you're here again, or if the dog is like, meh.
Yeah, no, that would be, that's a dog. The dog should be excited,
right?
In theory.
Yep.
I don't know if you can keep him from his dog, but I get why she's feeling weird about it.
All right, so give him a shot and see if he's just using it as an excuse to complicate things or if he really seems to enjoy the time.
Right, and you could have a custody agreement about your dog and not have a bunch of drama and weirdness. So it's like, see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah. All right, benefit of the doubt, or this time.
Yeah.
This time. So let's talk about the way people communicate with each other, all right? So you may have noticed that you send me, not memes, but sometimes videos, and I often don't watch them.
Yeah.
Because it's not personal to you. It's like, ugh, a video. I don't like it.
No, I get that.
Some people are just like that. But most people in this era love it. They solely communicate via memes and videos, right?
Right.
And this woman has an issue because Samantha, her fiance, is sending memes back and forth with his ex-girlfriend. Is that particularly meaningful to you, the meme sending?
No.
That's what she feels like. It's kind of a more intimate thing.
I definitely wouldn't call meme sending intimate. I think she sounds like she has a problem with him communicating with his ex no matter what.
Okay.
That's a conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? The memes feel irrelevant to me.
Okay, so it's just the fact that he's still communicating with her. It sounds like he was kind of keeping it a little secret, or just not secret, but not volunteering the information. Because when she asked, he's like, "Oh yeah, but it's just memes."
I mean, what's your perspective on this one? Because you stay friends with all your exes.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, same.
I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I am friends with tons of my exes, and if my partner had a problem with that, that would be problematic for me. So it's kind of like, I think that they do need to chat about it.
Mm-hmm. But memes isn't any more intimate than any other form of communication.
I'd say it's less intimate.
Well, because some people like, oh, they get each other's humor, and that's more, it's me thinking of you. Oh, she'd so like this because it's so up her alley.
That just says to me, you had a relationship and you know somebody,
right.
You know, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's kind of sad if you have to cut someone off because you're dating someone new and you want to remain friends. So yeah,
it's happened to me a lot. Like one of my ex-boyfriends, he refriended me recently. I'm like, how did we get unfriended? And he's like, oh, I was dating this girl and she wanted me to unfriend all my exes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did you continue to date that girl? I don't understand. Once it comes to that, I'm like, meh.
I have compassion because I am also a jealous person. As soon as she starts telling him what to do, then that causes issues. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because she's the one who's writing it in.
Right.
You know, so it's no more worrisome than anything else, but obviously you're not going to be cool with anything. So look at yourself, girl. Yeah. All right. They're getting married. And her fiance just informed her that he wants to serenade her at the reception. And he's a terrible singer, which I can relate to. Music is my love language, and I've always wanted to be able to play the guitar and sing, and I'm pretty sure I'm tone deaf. I can do it when I'm in a microphone and headphones, but, you know, like, regardless, we're not talking about me. Anyways, I can relate to how he wants to emote, right? Yeah. Does she let him do this?
I think so. Yeah. What do you think? I mean, like, come on. Her concern that she's going to look back and cringe her whole life about it. That might be a deeper problem.
You're like, worried about embarrassing yourself in front of your friends and the internet?
Okay, yeah, maybe you're afraid people are going to laugh at him. Does he have a sense of humor about it would be my question.
I have I idea, but I would guess so.
I think she should look at that because hopefully he has a certain sense of humor about it.
Okay, does she warn him at all? Because the skunk doesn't know it stinks. Like when you're in your car and you're like, I sound great.
That becomes difficult. I think there has to be a way to like open up the conversation about how it might be more of a funny moment without it being an insulting
Yeah,
thing.
because I don't think he's thinking of that way. He wants to serenade her.
He really thinks he's like a good singer.
Not a bad one, yeah, at the very least.
Oh, that actually really is pretty nuanced and hard. No, but I don't think you shut it down.
Okay.
That seems like kind of mean to me.
That seems mean, but it also seems mean to let him go forward thinking he could sing. So somehow there needs to be a
And
warning.
even if
Maybe
he
not
could
you.
sing.
Maybe you go to his friend and be like, hey, can you mention to him that he can't sing?
Oh, that could be good. I mean, that's not
I just
exactly
thought of that
direct
off the top of my
communication.
head.
Yeah, don't shut him down. Maybe facilitate a forewarning. I don't know how.
You know he can't sing, right?
Oh, man. But I think it's cute. I think it's cute what he wants to do.
Yes.
And I don't think we should shut him down about it.
Like I said, I've always wanted to do the same thing, so
Yeah.
good luck to you.
Good luck. I'd love to see the video.
Just so you know, both of the women who called in were like, no.
Really?
Absolutely not. We do not let him do this. And it was more because it, not just that he's embarrassing himself, it's more that it feels like this really intimate thing that they don't want other people seeing.
I don't know, but it's like what he wants. You know, it's his engagement.
Well,
too.
that was the other point from one of the women. Like, weddings are for women. It doesn't matter what he wants.
That's not true. That's actually okay.
It was
you know
literally
what?
said.
I'm actually like annoyed at that because I feel like so many women are like, I wish my husband would be more involved, or like, I wish that I wasn't
cared
just
about
so
this.
alone
Yeah.
in this. And this guy is like, I want to serenade you at our engagement party. Like, he's actually so engaged with it. You know, I think it's actually really cute.
Okay, now you're even more confirmed. We're letting him do this. We don't care. And we don't care about the opinion of those two other women either. Your opinion, those two other women's opinion. She's a therapist. She knows. Right?
I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
All right, so Mia's been dating this guy for 6 months, and then you have the relationship conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Define the relationship? DTR?
Is that what that is?
DTR, define the relationship. And he's like, yeah, I don't do that boyfriend-girlfriend thing. I mean, I'm fine being exclusive to you, but I don't like titles, and I'm not doing it. Is she right to be upset that this didn't come up sooner? Because I have dated somebody who's like that, and I think it was a second date he told me, and I was like, oh, okay. I needed to know that.
And they're exclusive?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's so weird. It's weird to just be like, okay, we're exclusive and we're acting like we're a couple, but you can't call me your boyfriend. That's like some avoidance on his part, because nothing actually changes.
Right.
So yeah, I think that she's right to be like,
What?
come on. Yeah.
this is confusing messaging because you text me every day. We're just like boyfriend and girlfriend, but I don't get the title.
Yeah. I don't know. It does seem like something on his end to address. Or if that's how he is and he's okay with that and that's all cool, maybe she pieces out. There's something going on there.
But it's just words, though, right?
It's just words, but how do you feel? Wouldn't you be annoyed if that...
Okay, well, I'd definitely be annoyed that he didn't tell me until 6 months in.
Yeah.
I went through a similar situation. It was a little bit different because he's like, we can see other people, but we have to tell each other, right?
Yeah.
It really stimulated my insecurities, which are mine. So am I not good enough for you to give me the title? Like, it was something about me when he was clearly stating it was something about him. So this is clearly about that guy, and he doesn't want to see anybody else. There's not that rule. So it's really just words at this point. There's the exclusivity. They're having a great time.
It's sort of like, yes, it's just words, but at the same time, it is just words. So why do you care so much if she calls you her boyfriend?
Because maybe it freaks him out. Maybe as soon as you call it something, then it takes away the magic of it. Like people who get married, who have these great relationships, they're like, okay, let's get married. And then getting married ruins it. Or for some reason when they had this great relationship prior, because they feel boxed in somehow.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what he's trying to avoid. I think that they should talk more about it, but I don't think that she's wrong to be upset.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely not wrong to be upset that he didn't tell her sooner. Beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you just have to see. I mean, they're clearly in very different places with where they're at with this. I'd be curious. She should call back in and tell us how this conversation goes.
Some of these, I'm like, I need to keep their emails and just follow up.
Let's follow up. Yeah.
How did that go?
Definitely.
All right. This is Sarah. She's had the same friend for 15 years, and for a long time, apparently she's been in a not so great relationship.
Yeah.
And every conversation circles back to this bad relationship. She's given her every piece of advice, even like, maybe to get a therapist. Is it okay? Since she just continues on in this relationship with this person who's clearly bad for her, to just be like, I can't talk about this anymore.
Yes.
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 I have a friend that almost all of her friends, except for me, have said that to her. Like, I'm out on this situation because he's clearly just,
You're
I don't
enabling
agree.
someone being annoying
Yeah.
when you do that.
Yeah.
You're just enabling them being annoying. You're resenting them silently. You're not actually telling them the truth about how you feel.
And how would you say it? I've given you all I can give you on the subject. Literally what she says, I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I tend to not be that tactful when I get.
I'm
I'm like,
super annoyed.
I can't hear about this anymore. Like, that's probably how I would say it, but there are way nicer ways to say it. And this girl sounds nice, so she should probably say it in a nice way.
As an aside, and I can delete this if you want.
Yeah, sure.
I am very fascinated by, you're like, I'm a therapist, but I'm also the person who gets annoyed. So how do you, I've always wondered that about therapists. How do you deal with people who just come back to you with the same problem over and over again?
Oh, as a therapist,
yes.
with my clients?
Then you don't allow yourself
I
to
tell
become
all
annoyed?
my clients from day one, I am extremely blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of people don't want that in a therapist. So I tend to have more of a directive kind of tone, and that's also why I do coaching and stuff like that. But I have noticed that a lot of my clients really like that.
All their friends just pump them up and tell them lies.
Well, and a lot of therapists do. A lot of therapists are trained to be like, okay, how do you feel about that? I really value being genuine, and I don't hide anything. I'm a very expressive person.
God,
So it's
dude,
like
I have that face too.
if I were listening to someone and I felt a certain way, I don't actually have to say anything.
Right.
They can read it on my. I'm not like, to my clients saying the same stuff I would say to my friends.
Right.
No way. But I'm also not really hiding much because I can't.
Okay.
There's a different hat I put on, but I would say in general, I'm
The end result is the same, just a bit nicer.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you're well within your right to say it as a friend or a therapist.
I mean, now we're opening a whole conversation. You need to know when you're inserting yourself where it's not actually clinically appropriate.
Right, okay.
It's like not in the service of the client, but yeah, that's a whole other
All
conversation.
right. Thank you. I'm going to be honest, this one I worried that somebody wrote in about me.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's Mark from Sandwich, and he says that he has a friend who's always on social media talking about personal growth stuff, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
because I do these videos called Daily Dose for Deliberation, which is not daily anymore because I can't get my whatever together to do it daily, but I used to do them every single day, and it's about personal growth and boundaries and blah, you've seen them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he feels like it's all a bunch of BS, and she's not like that at all. He's been in a relationship, and he knows. And he's like, do I just let her go on and just do her thing, even though there's just a total disconnect? Or as a friend, they're still friends.
They're still friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
that
not,
was my question.
It's just not some bitter ex coming out of nowhere. They're friends. Does he be like, girl, no.
I would. I think it could just be an interesting conversation. There's a very likely chance she gets defensive about it because she's like, well, how do you know that I'm not evolved and changed and whatever? But we could have a whole conversation that this is a problem across social media. Everyone is representing themselves in just a little sliver of their identity.
Right. Right.
And it's not fully accurate.
Yeah, I try to take it from the perspective if anybody asks me about them. I say them because I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me with these things.
Right.
So if I'm not being clear about that, let me be clear right now. I'm talking to myself as much as anybody else.
I've talked to people who date influencers before, and that's a really big trip because you have such an audience of people who think that they know you and then the people who actually know you in your life. But I mean, that's what social media is. I think you kind of have to accept that everybody's doing that,
Yeah, I do because I'm on there a lot. I feel an obligation when I first start dating somebody. I'm like, I'm on social media all the time. And if you just looked at it and didn't know what I did for a living, you might think I'm a narcissist. So I swear I'm not a narcissist. We are pushed to do something.
Yeah.
And this is
makes
what
sense.
I've come up with. So I do my little dress videos and I do my little, here's what I'm working on.
Right.
But that doesn't seem to be the case with her. So again, circling back around, maybe he should pick one. Like, oh, I saw your video on this. And where really are you on that? Because that hasn't been my experience with you.
Yeah, I think if they're friends, he should say something.
Yeah.
There's probably a very gentle way to do it.
Yeah, not just all your videos suck and you're not anywhere close to any of that
You're
stuff.
full of BS.
Yeah. But just pick one and be like, it seemed like you have it all solved and
Yeah, I just don't expect the conversation to necessarily go well. But I mean, if she's so evolved,
she should be able,
she should be able to take the feedback.
And then I think if it doesn't go well, you do a response video. You stitch her on TikTok.
I'm actually this person's ex.
Yeah, she's not good at this, so maybe don't listen to her.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Is TikTok the only one you can stitch?
I think that there's a way to do it on Instagram too, yeah.
Oh, that would be so funny.
I think we're just being inflamed right now.
But in the end, he can say something, yes.
Yes, he should.
We seem to hear about this more and more. Guys having female best friends or good friends. It's becoming more and more common. And Lauren says she doesn't have a problem with that. But her problem is that he's oversharing with her. Whenever they're in an argument, the friend has an opinion and my friend says this. It's really irritating to her. And she's like, I would rather he talk to his guy friends because, you know, guys don't have any advice. They're like, dude, why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
And that's probably why he talks to the girl, because she has actual feedback and advice.
Right.
But his girlfriend, Lauren, does not like it. Should he stop oversharing the arguments of their relationship with his very good best friend?
This is really a hard one because you don't want to tell your partner that they can't go and
have other friends to talk to about stuff.
If I couldn't talk to my friends about my relationship problems, I would feel very constricted.
Right.
It's a different thing if she's worried about the girl. You know
when
what I
she
mean?
says she's not.
She says she's not.
But she's tired of hearing her opinions about her.
Right, but she's also hearing it from him. Like, well, this person said this.
And it might be because she's on his side. It's probably because she backs him and she wants to win the arguments. And when somebody else is telling you you're not crazy, it's harder to gaslight them.
I think that this is hard because she's only getting his side of it, right? And then also, he shouldn't really be like, it's not like I go to my friends, complain about my relationship problems, and then I go back to Ravi and say, well, Jess said this. I feel like there's probably a way for him to not be like pulling her into it so much.
Maybe he's feeling gaslighted. He goes to his friend and she's like, no, you're not wrong. And then he just has to know he's not wrong and not prove that he's not like wrong.
Bring it up, like that he talked to what's-her-face about it. That seems more like the problem. Maybe that could just be happening a little bit more quietly.
So advice for her then, since she's the one writing in.
Hey, I don't want to hear what's-her-face's opinion is.
If you want to talk to her, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear her opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
that seems like
a compromise, right? Because otherwise you're isolating them, and that doesn't. And
that won't.
That's psychologically bad.
Yeah. That won't end well.
Okay. I think we've come to a good conclusion here.
Good.
This one I really get. Rachel is 35. She just got out of a 10-year relationship, and it's been, I think she said 6 months. And so she feels like she's moved on, but she has no interest in dating. And she doesn't feel like it's because she's hurt. She feels like, wow, this is kind of cool. Being single, and I like it.
10 years is a long, that's your whole young adulthood, basically.
Yeah, 25 to 35.
Yeah.
She feels like it's not because she's hurt, it's because she likes being single. Does she need to prove it to her friends? Because they're like, no, it's just because you're hurt, you need to get back in there. Does she need to prove it to herself even, that it's not about that, and try dating?
No. No, why does she need to try dating? Until she wants to do it. She's probably so relieved to just not have to worry about another person for the first time in 10 years. And why are people pushing her so much? Because she has a biological clock that's ticking? Does she want kids? That seems like a different thing.
Yeah, she didn't mention.
If she's 35 and she actually wants kids in a family.
But that must be what it is before too much time passes. Like, time is only of interest if you're trying to have kids.
That's what I mean, is like people might be pushing her because she's like, oh, I really want kids in a family, but she's not actively trying to meet anybody. Unless that's the case, though.
But she also really enjoys single life, so how much could she want kids?
We have parts of ourselves, for sure. I don't know. I think it's great that she's taking her time. That would just make you a serial monogamous if you got right into another relationship, you know? So.
Yeah, I mean, because I get pressure from one of my friends in particular. He's always calling me romantically lazy because I'm not going back out there. And I'm like, oh. I'm very torn. So I'm more torn than she is. She seems not torn at all. Like, I guess maybe I could do it to prove it to myself. Whereas, you know.
She probably doesn't want to have to get tied down again because she's enjoying finding out who she is as an individual.
Yep. Sleeping sideways.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm like, you go, girl.
So take as much time as you need, and if as much time as you need is forever, that's cool too, because everybody's doing it.
Yeah, there will be a time if she wants to date again that it'll be internally motivated.
Okay, so. Don't let anybody push you.
Yeah.
Peer pressure. This is very interesting to me because they say if you're an introvert or an extrovert is really not about how outgoing you are. Because for the longest time, I thought I'm an extrovert because I'm very outgoing.
Yeah.
But what I learned is it's all about how you recover. So I'm an introvert because I recover with my downtime. Right?
Yeah.
Alone time, downtime. But if you feel better recovering with people give you energy, then you're an extrovert. Is that your understanding of how it is?
The whole dichotomy thing is just weird anyway. Everything's a spectrum and you're not one or the other, usually, of anything. Maybe there's true introverts and extroverts, but most people are somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so in Jenna's case, she feels like how she rejuvenates is to be alone, and her boyfriend, not so much. He actually literally feels rejected by the fact that she needs to spend time alone to recharge.
Yeah.
And so it keeps on coming up. He's taking it as a rejection. He's not like, oh, it's not about me. It's becoming a problem. So is this something that can be resolved, or does she need to just go find herself somebody who's more like her?
I think it's something that could be resolved if he is open to doing stuff with other people and can get to a point where he doesn't take it personally, but they might just have a temperament difference that is not resolvable. I think it's great that she knows she needs space and she shouldn't be sacrificing that, because then she would resent him, but he probably needs more to do.
Right.
You know
So
what I
are we
mean?
going to give him a project? What are we going to do?
Yeah, go join like a recreational sports league or a pottery class or something, you know?
But
like,
that's not her job to have to put him up to.
it's not her job, but this is more advice for him.
Yeah.
Because he's the one with the problem, actually.
Yeah.
It's not really her.
Okay, so what I would do, if I'm her, I would be like, look, I'm going to continue to need to have my downtime. And again, I'm going to state it's not about you. No matter who I was in a relationship with, you have to decide if you're going to be able to accept that or not. Because I can't keep hearing that you feel rejected by it.
That seems like a perfect answer.
Maybe, and then she can maybe throw out, is there some sports league you could join?
Right, like if the problem is he's like sitting around bored and
Yeah.
like has nothing to do,
Yeah.
you know. But I think that that's a great thing that you just said, because then she is really just again asserting her boundary and being like, if this is a problem for you, you need to figure that out. So
It's not about me.
yeah,
Okay,
right.
Fair enough. Thank you.